I want to thank everyone for the fantastic national effort that we are seeing and continuing to see. And no matter how impatient we may be, how fed up we may become, there is only one way of doing this, and that's by showing a collective forbearance, common sense, and willingness to make sacrifices for the safety of others. At this critical moment, when I know people will be wanting to know the details, I will be providing regular updates through these press conferences. And I have to be clear that if the evidence requires it, we will not hesitate to take further measures that would, I'm afraid, be more costly than the ones we put into effect now.
Now, it is possible that in this next stage of the epidemic here, we will have a pattern more like that, where it is more highly concentrated in certain areas, lower rates in the others. But it is far too early to say that. We've got a long winter ahead of us, and a lot could happen over that time. So I think to predict forward from here would be a big mistake. But it is certainly possible that if we all work together, if everybody follows the guidance, then we could actually contain it within the areas where it is. The reality is that the doubling time at the moment is slower than it was in March, when it was 3 to 4 days, and that was one big difference. And in fact, one of the problems we had in the first wave was, I think we initially underestimated how fast the doubling was occurring at that stage, and it's very important we don't do that a second time, because once exponential growth starts, as Patrick has said, things go very quickly.
It's very clear that rates are still going up, and so we don't have this under control at the moment, and the increases that Chris has described in some areas are of concern, and as I've said, will lead to further problems. So it's incredibly important that the adherence to the principles of trying to reduce contact in the way that I've described are critical to get this under control. And the decisions that need to be made are clearly very difficult. None of them are risk-free. They all come with some cost, and that's human cost in some form or another. Science can provide advice on the situation. Ministers need to make decisions as to when and how to act.